Hello selfies, how you all doing? I am doing well, my peace and blessings. Welcome back to the channel. Selfies, I have a scenario that I wanted to discuss with you. This scenario is from a selfie, one of our selfies here. So I thought it would be helpful for all of us to discuss it and at least know how to handle a situation like this, okay? And let's talk about it. I mean, if you have any type of situation or scenarios that are going on in your life and you want me to talk about it from my standpoint or from my perspective and how would I handle the situation, send me a message, leave a comment in the comment section below, and I am happy to share my perspective with you. Now let's talk about this scenario. This selfie wanted to know how I will handle a situation like this. So this selfie told me that she is anxious, depressed, and worried that her husband might cheat on her. The husband is not cheating on her right now. No evidence, and he is not. We made that clear, and that is something that is, clarified. And she also said that she's afraid because her children had started driving, right? So she's afraid that they might get into a car accident. So these are all ideas that are going on in her mind. There's no evidence of anything like this happening in the present moment. The husband is not cheating and the children are healthy, they're careful, they're actually great children. So this is the scenario, and these ideas and these thoughts are disturbing her peace and joy and happiness. So it's leading her into anxiety, depression, uneasiness, and it's just making her life very miserable. And she wanted to know how she can handle a situation like this. In my opinion, this person is an enemy to herself, right? This person is an enemy to herself because she has no evidence of anything wrong going on in her life. She is making up all these thoughts in her mind and believing in them and creating her own anxiety, her own demise, her own depression. She is holding on false beliefs in her mind with no evidence of accuracy at all. So, what did I tell this person? I told the person that, listen, you probably have to know the truth and side with the truth, right? Everything else that you are encouraging in your life right now are false delusional beliefs. They're not accurate. They're not truthful. They are something that you are making up to yourself. Whatever reason why you're making this belief to yourself and driving yourself anxious and depressed and sad, uneasy, which would lead to disease, because disease is just saying that the prefix dis-ease, okay? When someone is dis-ease, you are driving yourself towards developing diseases. So I told the person, listen, okay, we do not have any evidence that your husband is cheating. Actually, the husband is a great husband, provider, loving, caring, and everything, right? So you are praying to your inner self, to your inner universal superconscious mind that is within you to bring these things to pass in your life. So in the next 2 years or 3 years, and the husband starts to cheat, you cannot blame the husband because you are creating these things in your life now. You're praying for your husband to cheat on you in the future or even now. This is what you are praying for. So I told this person the best way to handle this is to change the way you are thinking towards your husband. The best way really to address this is to pray for your husband, is to affirm positive things towards your husband, for your husband, and with your husband. So you sitting there and anxious and stressing and acting all these things, you're awakening these negative ideas from deep sleep to surface in your present moment. And they will come to pass because this is what you're praying for. Now, you can change these ideas to a little more positive, actually to a lot more positive. Instead of believing that your husband is cheating with no evidence, and actually that is a wrong assessment of your husband, you can affirm to yourself and say, my husband is a loving husband. It's a great husband, a provider, loyal to me. I see myself with my husband till eternity. We're attractive to each other. You say all these things that you want in your life. That is how you're able to change someone or transform someone in your life. It's by affirming positive things in your life, not the negative, especially if you have no evidence. Okay? And when it comes to for your children are happy, they're healthy, they're great children, they're careful. When they're driving, they wear their seatbelts, and they're great children. So instead of praying for harm on them, because when you sit there and you think of negativity in your life, selfies, you are calling that negativity to you. Was that your intention to call negativity to you? Probably not. But because of your thinking, you're making it a reality, because your thoughts are creating your reality in your life. Every single day, as we think, as we project these thoughts in this big circle that we talked about, you are creating them into your life. You're calling them into your life. You are awakening them to attract you into your life. So selfies, the way to handle how this woman is thinking towards her children is to affirm positivity towards the children. Whenever the children are, going out to drive with the car, it is helpful to send God's soldiers ahead of these children. To have God's soldiers and army and guards in the car with these children, directing them where they should go, guiding every mile that they are taking in the roads, just helping them to get to where they're at or where they're going. Sitting at home and getting anxious and stressful and calling an accident to your children, calling harm to your children. Intentionally, you're not intending these things, but your fear, your anxiety, your depression, and that feeling that you're feeling, you're calling those things to your children or to your loved ones. So selfies, the best way really to handle this is to pray. Whenever your children are going to be driving on the road with other people who are probably not aligned with themselves, you want to send the universal superconscious mind's soldiers ahead of them, with them, and trust those soldiers, those guards, and the shield of God. Trust that. And when you trust that, no matter where they're going to, those soldiers would guide your child or your children as to where they should go. Trust me, the road ahead of them, where there's a problem or like an accident that's going to be happening, they will guard your children to make a left instead of a right, or they will just make them feel like, okay, I don't want to take this freeway. The GPS might even change the freeway to a different freeway so that your children can be as safe and secured. So my suggestion to this woman, as much as it can sound cliche to a lot of people, is that prayers. I do not know how many times do I have to mention the word prayers. Prayer is the solution to all problems, to all fear, to all anxiety, and to all depression. When you trust the process of life, you trust this universal superconscious mind within, okay? And you surrender everything to her. You surrender everything to him if you are a man. You just lean and flow with this universal superconscious mind, selfish wonders happen. Wonderful thing starts to happen in your life because this universal subconscious mind knows everything, sees everything. She's in control of your life, and her intention, it's not to harm you. Her intention, it's not to bring, pain, suffering, and disturbances in your life. Her intention and her love for you is unmeasurable. Now, your ego might come in between you and yourself. Most of the time, it's our egos that drive us to do all these things and to think all these things and to act all these things that are harmful to us. But the universal superconscious mind herself, it's all loving. It's all caring. It's just great, right? The universal superconscious mind is just great. So, the best way is to surrender. Okay, surrender. As fearful as this might be, there's nothing to be fearful of. Okay, there's nothing to be fearful of. There's nothing to be scared of. It's just not worth it. Replace your fears, your anxiety, and your distress. Replace all of these things in your life into hope, prayer, trust, belief, knowing. Okay, and as you do this, you will see wonders happening in your life. You see doors opening for you because that's what the universal superconscious mind does. Okay, the moment you surrender to her, the moment you surrender to this being, she shows up because she's always there, but the ego put her to sleep and have you, because you do have the willpower, you have the frontal brain to make decisions and things like that. So she does not interfere with your willpower. She let you be who you want to be and support you for whatever endeavor that you are pursuing, positive or negative. It doesn't choose for you. She let you choose what you want in life and support you that way. So my suggestion is to always stay within yourself in a more positive way. When fear starts to creep in to your life, replace that. Affirm to yourself more positive affirmations. Use the shield of God, the guards of God, the soldiers of God to protect you all the time. Let me share an exercise that I do when I am heading somewhere using the car. I sit quietly in my quiet moment. It can be anywhere. You don't even have to sit. You just need to learn this exercise. You're going to close your eyes and you're going to imagine a light, a beautiful light. Okay, you can call it the soldiers of God, you can call it the shield of God, or you can call it anyhow you want to call it. But imagine a bright light that is going ahead of your children, ahead of your loved one, ahead of yourself. Okay, and the ones who are left behind, this same light remains here protecting you as well. At least for me, it has brought a lot of sense of security, sense of protection. It has eased all anxiety for me and all fear in my life. I hope this video helps. I hope this video brings you peace, joy, happiness, and prosperity in your life. Peace be upon you and God Almighty's blessings.